This is the astrological update for Cancer for the whole of February 2017. How are you doing, my sensitive friend? We have had quite the astrological time this year. It's all been very, very intense and interesting and a bit of a roller coaster. But let me tell you, this month is the month for you to change and to feel as if you're making progress. But I warn you, it's quite intense as we have 2 eclipses of the moon, your ruler. Everybody's going to be feeling this. It's very intense for everyone, but obviously for you in particular, it's deeply connected because it's your moon. So when the moon changes, when the moon does anything extreme, you feel it in a real escalated fashion. But it also gives you, on the other hand, the most opportunity to change, the most opportunity to grow. You can get the most treasure out of anything that happens with the moon. And this is a real huge experience for you. And it will allow you to do 2 things. On the one hand, it's going to allow you to have more true security within yourself and in the external world. And on the other hand, it's going to allow you to be more adventurous. So these things seem like a contradiction, but actually it's far from it. I'm going to start with the moon because it's what it's all about for you. It's the main thing that's going to affect your month, and it starts off on the 11th of February, where the full moon is also an eclipse of the moon in your position of security of self and your financial security. And you're someone who needs security, loves security, and works very hard to be secure in the world. So if anything, you may compromise a little bit too much to make sure that you're secure. You may do anything to make sure that your security is intact. So the moon is giving you a hand to let go of anything that is an illusion, is not really working, or anything that deep down you know isn't secure. You can pretend, but ultimately the only things that are going to last after this month are the things that really have roots, are the things that really honour you, are the things that you can build on. Also financially, this can be a peak experience. You can go through a financial change, and that can be a really good change, but it can also mean that you have to let go of any bad habits when it comes to money. What are you like with money? What are your strong points and what are your weaknesses? I would really advise that you look into those personal patterns before the 11th of February. Even go back and look at maybe what your mother's relationship was to money as it's the full moon, and how if you had a mother and father, not all of us did, but if you had a mother and father, or a mother and mother, or whatever your family parents were, how they related to each other, how your mother related to other people in terms of money, how your mother related to you in terms of money. Were you taught that money is love? In my relationship with my mother, there wasn't much, she used to sometimes give me pocket money as a way of showing her affection. She was very generous and foolish with money. What were your parents like, but fundamentally your mother? Because that will have an emotional wound, that will have an emotional impact on you. Go and have a little look back at that and examine it, and then look at your relationship with money. And then this full moon can release that karma, can release that wound, and you can move on to having a brand new emotional and financial start with a clean slate. Now, this full moon and eclipsed moon is caught up in a fantastic mystic rectangle. It's a fantastic trine. It is a very beautiful thing, absolutely stunning, and it forms a great pattern in the sky that offers much hope to us all. And interestingly for you, the sun is sextile Jupiter, and it's in your position of home and family, so that is where the healing will be, that's where the change will be. Also, you're making a real commitment to looking after yourself, or the universe is saying it's time to look after your physical well-being and to do the work to look after yourself, and then there will be great rewards. But it's honestly very deep and profound, and it gives you a gateway to feel more secure in your emotional relationships and your financial stuff. Now, the other eclipse is the eclipse of the new moon on the 26th of February. And this is a whole different kettle of fish. This new moon is talking to you about your ability to be free and to be different and to open up to new experiences and to explore things. Maybe you've been so busy clinging on to things to make everything safe that you have forgotten how to travel or to expand, or you've taken for granted your ability to be fulfilled by doing the unusual or expressing the unusual side of yourself. There's a great soul healing coming. It's a very philosophical energy, and it's joining forces with Mercury, the planet of communication. So there's bound to be a profound and intense conversation on or with someone different, and Neptune is making it a very psychic day for you. I mean, you're intuitive anyway. The moon is very intuitive, but there may be a conversation or a dream that comes to you that then you wake up and you go, I know what I have to do. I know where I have to travel to. I know which direction my dreams are. So I can't tell you exactly what's going to happen on those moons for you because it's all about your soul's journey, but I can say it's going to rock your world, and fingers crossed in a good way. Now I'll just fill you in with a few of the more mundane things. We have Venus shifting signs this month, and for you, she's going into your position of career. So this could mean that people are very drawn to you and love your energy around work. It gives you the ability to move forward. People find you charming and lovely. Could even end up having an attraction at work. There's some kind of sexual attraction or emotional attraction that feels like love in whatever form it takes. And that there's a lesson for you there in whatever that is. We also have Mercury changing signs. So from the 7th of February, and quite fittingly with the moons that are coming up, you are feeling that you want to have very deep conversations about things. And you'll be talking to someone on a whole different level. Even if it means you're communicating with yourself on a different level, you're going deep just before this big release of the moon. And that is actually perfect timing, and I'm sure not a coincidence. The general feeling of you wanting to adventure probably starts around the 18th of February. You'll probably have an opportunity to travel. It may be travelling far. It may be travelling, well, in whatever country you're in. It could even involve travelling in that country. Whatever it is, you get a great deal of enjoyment out of trying different things and learning different things and being a little bit eccentric, letting your hair down, being more of a free spirit. And that seems to give you a great sense of freedom. And it's almost as if when you've let go of some of this stuff from the past, some of the family issues, some of the fears about finances, you see everything much more clearly this month, and you're able to start again in some way. Anyway, have a stunning time. It's definitely profound. I'm very curious to know what will happen to you, but whatever it is, I'm sure it will be deeply healing. You've done a lot of work on yourself. You are open and you are in tune with the moon. And the lesson, I hope it comes gently and beautifully and brings the new chapter that you desire. Take care, and I'll speak to you soon. Thanks for listening, and please, if you haven't yet, it'd be great if you could subscribe, share, like, or comment. Take care. See you next week.